everybody. Thank you for joining us. We are speaking directly about the Derby IPGCE course, and we've got an expert panel of teachers and leaders who will guide us through the slides. I will be starting the discussion, followed by Martin, Chris, and then finally Mark. And at the end of all of our speeches, then we will be taking questions. So what I ask people to do, next slide, Carl. So what I ask people to do with the seminar rules is pretty simple. If you can, if at all possible, to type any questions into the chat as we go along. You can type it directly to us as a private message, or if you want, you can also have the questions go out to the general public, as they say, in the rest of the group who are watching this. And what we'll do is we will try to answer as many questions as possible at the end of the seminar. So once the three of us have finished speaking, so once Mark has finished his speech or his discussion at the end, you can then have the questions answered. What will be happening is Kyle, who is working the slides, will be collating the questions as we go along. No questions are off limits, as long as they're to do with the IPGCE or anything to do with recruitment or anything to do with the University of Derby. We can certainly give a go at answering the questions. Any questions that we haven't answered, I will, if we run out of time, I will firstly find the answers for those questions and then pass them on directly to the group. Turn off your video and audio for the whole session, just because that just makes life a lot easier for us and also doesn't interfere with any of the recording. And the recording of the session will be made, and we will be sending that out tomorrow in the big group. If, for example, you wish to get a copy of that recording, simply scan that QR and add me on WeChat. If you don't have WeChat, then you can add me, you can just send an email to me and I will endeavour to get a copy of the recording to you. Okay, next slide please, Carl. Okay, so first of all, how will you learn? Okay, so the University of Derby, we have yeah, so the University of Derby have a couple of different programs. The one which is the IPGCE only is the one we're going to be talking about for this session, is going to be starting again in January. So we are not talking about the IPGCE with the IQTS today. That is a different program. But by all means, if you want to know about that and want to find out more information about that, please reach out to me directly. So we are talking about the IPGCE, which is the traditional course. And this is how you will learn. Okay, so how will you learn? And Martin will go through more of this in his part of the speech. Is a pace of study. We recommend that people have 8 hours a week and to keep up with all of the work that is apologies, which is asked of you, and you do this over a 10-week trimester. So the course is split up into 3 units. Each one of the units is designed to be studied over a 10-week period, and the purpose of the course is that it builds up to a piece of coursework, which is what the assessment will be based on. So it's 100% coursework. It's one piece of coursework. There are many tasks that you need to do between when you start and when you complete the final coursework, but essentially the final assignment is what you will be tested on. So the University of Derby online portal has a range of online tools and ways to access the materials, and any lectures that are completed or discussions that take place that maybe you miss, because I know a lot of people have very busy schedules. They're all recorded, so you can go back to them at any point. And what you'll find is that a lot of people will not take part in the live discussions, and they will just look back on those at their leisure. Okay, next slide. So what's the IPGCE? What's the IPGCE like? So how many? So I think we've skipped a slide, Kyle. Do you want to go back to next, back one again? Go back one again, another one. Back one again. Oh no, okay, all right, that's fine, no worries, okay. All right, I'll pass on to Martin. Is Martin online?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Martin, hey.
Hey.
Do you want to put your video on?
Yeah, I just realized that I've got one of these filters connected. Let me try and turn that off.
Okay.
See if it comes on. That's the one. Snap camera. Turn that off.
No problem.
Using it in the classroom, I normally have those funny faces like a potato head. Let me see. Should be able to see me now. And the cat sleeping in the background. Just for that as well. All right. Well, so
I think I can't see your camera. Your video. No, oh, now I can. Yeah, I can see you now. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay. Right, I'll turn mine off. Okay. So okay, so a brief introduction to Martin George. Martin is currently working in Beijing. Is that right, Martin?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yes. So Martin has recently completed the IPGCE course at the University of Derby. Previously, he gained a graduate degree, BA Honours in English Language and Linguistics, and also is a certified associate in project management. And he's worked in China for 11 years, so he's got a lot of experience, and has, as I said, just in the last couple of weeks, has finally completed the IPGCE at Derby. So I will leave you in the capable hands of Martin to go through what he enjoyed most about the course.
Thank you very much, John. Okay, well, hello everyone. As John said, my name's Martin. I've been living in Beijing for probably about 7 years, but in China in total for 11 years. So I started this course last year, and it was just exactly as it kind of said on the tin. There was 3 apps that you could use, as well as the online website, and I just found it really easy and simple to use. I'll go through the questions that you can see on screen. It says like, how many hours a week do you need to put aside? I felt personally, I know that because I was in a WhatsApp group and with lots of other teachers, everyone seemed to have their own preference of how long they took, but that might be because some people like to read full books or full articles, whereas some are better at just skimming through and taking what they need. For me personally, I am quite good at skimming. I like just skimming through and finding what I need, and then maybe read and think more in depth about the parts that interest me or that I think are relevant. So I didn't find I needed as many hours. I had a quick skim through as we were going through the course, and then maybe it's about 2 or 3 weeks it took me to really put each paper together. for each part of the course. As said before, there's 3 different parts of the course, 3 different bits of coursework that you do. There is like other tasks that are set online that you can go through just to get you thinking about the topics and considering what else you could write in your paper. I'll go on to the next question for you. It says, if I'm a science or a math specialist, will it be tough? I certainly don't think that any different type of specialist makes any difference to the course. I do think that it was quite interesting. It was one of the things that was discussed in the course, that we all kind of consider that when we start the PGCE, that it's for us and our specific background. Because I'm learning English, and teaching English, I was constantly speaking to other teachers as if that's what the course is about, English. And then I realized as we go on and we get confused that actually people on the course are from all different backgrounds, because it's a teaching. It's about teaching and learning and understanding in education. It's not specific to any one subject. So I don't think that any particular subject will make it tougher for you. The next one is, how is it helping me in the classroom? Well, as John said, I've been teaching for about 11 years, so I've already built up quite a lot of my ways in the classroom, but it definitely makes you think, because you're discussing, whether it's even in the WhatsApp groups or on the forums, or you attend the webinars, and you just start thinking in depth about different aspects of either your classroom or other aspects of learning that you're reading in the research. So it's definitely something that just opens you up a bit, and you start to consider again, could I change this? Could I change that? As a lot of teachers do anyway, throughout the term, when maybe someone's not keeping up with the class, and you think, how can I help them? What can I do to make the class better? And it's just, it depends, I suppose. If you're a new teacher, it's going to help you a lot more. It's going to make you think a lot more. But for someone like me, I had 11 years behind me already. It just kind of opened me up to thinking a few new concepts, new ideas. And finally, it says, will it make me more employable? Well, I definitely took this for mainly this aspect, because I knew it would make me more employable. In Beijing, you need to get into the top international schools. They want you to have a PGCE or IPGCE, and I know that other friends have got into those schools using the IPGCE as well. So I already checked that out and made sure. So I know that it will increase my salary, because my work's already told me. So it makes you able to get better jobs, more money, and also if I go back to the UK or other countries, that'll help there as well. The next thing to consider once you've finished the course is whether you need or don't want to do the QTS as well. But yeah, and that's pretty much that. So yeah, thank you very much. Hope that was helpful. I will leave it back to you.
Yeah, thanks very much. There was actually one question that we can probably clear up now. It just came from Yasmin. It's saying, is the final assignment a pass or fail, or do they give you sort of detailed feedback and grades?
Well, I can tell you specifically about mine. All of the assignments are pass and fail, but they will give you detailed feedback all the time, regardless if it is pass or fail. On my first assignment, because I had been away from writing really academically in this way for a long time, because I teach primary school, and so the idea of writing this quite academically, it's been away from me for a while. So the first paper I failed on the first try, but then they give you a lot of good feedback. They say, right, call me, let's have a chat, and they talk about it. Then you try again, and I passed the second time. And the difference is, it's normally just pass or fail, but sometimes they might say, oh, this was a good pass, or a exemplary pass, distinctive pass. But yeah, it's pretty much just distinguished on all of them, pass or fail. That's what you're looking for.
Okay, thank you for that. That's really helpful, actually. Yeah, because as I said, I do know about the marking system, but I know it's always useful to have have some feedback from people who've actually done the course. So